maybe he's a little bit stiff.
Daniel Wells, pretty simple shot here. It's going to end up being 38 points. At least the margin. By the look of it, it's all one way at the moment.
Can have another look at this one. Here's John McDonald. So the footy in flight at the moment, and the umpire's played a shepherd. And
I think he's entitled to go to the ball, wasn't he? Looking at that again.
Maybe that if you had have gone the ball, probably would get the free kick played against him. So
free kick to Jamar McDonald. Long out in front. Done. Marks.
2 now. 2 metres. Go through here. Good.
Lyndon Dunn scored a goal in the second quarter for Melbourne. It was their only goal for the quarter. They came out after half-time, 6 in a row, really back in the contest. 14-point margin at three-quarter time. It's been all North Melbourne in this last quarter. Dunn, never in doubt as soon as it left his boot. In fact, it smacks into the point post. It's a free kick for North.
Been a good effort today from North Melbourne. Got belted in round 2 by St Kilda to the tune of 102 points, 104 points actually. Some question marks then about the way they were going about their footy. Well, today they've applied lots of good tackle pressure, had a really clear structure, had a challenge thrown down to them, and they've answered that as well. So they'll go away from today's game feeling pretty good about their season.
You talked earlier about the Brad Scott style. Tackling seems to be a big part of it. What else have you learnt today watching them as the Demons just chip it forward?
Another 68 tackles today, coming off 93 the week before. I think they are a kicking side. I think, Blighty, that if they get the choice, probably like most sides, they don't want a good grab from Jamar. Really impressed with him too, Hutto. Fantastic to see him improve his game. I've said that a lot today, but I think North want to be more direct, Blighty. I think they're trying to do that under Brad Scott.
I must say, I had a bit of a crack that day they played St Kilda, and rightly so. 100-point losses, someone's got to cop it. And since that, I think their form's been good. I think they haven't won every game, but they've been competitive. And as a coach, that's what you want to start with. And I think, yeah, Brad Scott, I think you're right. I think trying to make good decision makers in players doesn't mean you have to handle.
So Mark Jamar, just 30 metres out. Been a dirty day for the D's, but he's worked pretty hard in the ruck, continuing his pretty good form. It's a go.
So not a 50th milestone to remember for the Melbourne coach, Dean Bailey, and it doesn't get any easier with the Dogs just around the corner. The Eagles thrown in there as well as we see Ricky Pettard leave the arena.
Yeah, that right shoulder, Kelly, just looks like it's folded right towards the end of this game.
Grimes, back, tapped down by Scully, Garland, Jones. Looking to get a couple of late goals here, the Demons. Martin. Trengove off to the run of Green. He's kicked 4 this afternoon, gives it off to Bartram, running goal, and he gets on the board.
Well, a couple of consolations there for Dean Bailey and his team, but I think that first half will show him something about this group. Here's Pettard. He actually knocks his jaw on top of Thompson's head. Watch this. Comes down, bang. And I can tell you that can do some damage.
And at the same time, his shoulders popped out. So
yeah,
that's not great. It's the third time that it's come out today, but that one looks as though that's going to need some further attention.
Out of contract at the end of this year, a Gold Coast boy, Malcolm. No doubt on the radar.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Come on, boys.
Brad Scott turns 34 on Monday, so he's in for an early birthday present. As it all gets wrapped up in the middle. Davey. McDonald. Squeezes it out. Jones. Garland. And now Green. Tackled as he kicked it. Out in front is Sylvia. Can't control it. It's North by 26 points. Counting down to the final siren. Jamar having a well-earned break. Big ruckman for Melbourne. He's had to do it all alone in the ruck against 3 big North Melbourne Giants this afternoon. Maloney offline. Bruce can't take the mark, and McMahon's going to have a dash. Drives out of the defensive 50. Kicks to the wing. No one's there. Davey leads Greenwood eventually to it. Looks to dance around him. Gives it off to McDonald. Comes back to Davey. Green. Fumble. And now Grimes. Well, it's getting ugly here for the Demons. So try and secure a late goal or two. Rivers out wide to the captain in McDonald.
How do you assess the D's performance today? Blighty, when you look back, we'll just pause for a moment and look at Bates, see if they can turn this into a score. They might still be able to bring it away. They can. The Kangaroos opens up Wells to Warren in the middle of the ground. Had no teammates ahead other than McIntosh. Swallows just come off the bench to gather it in and get them inside 50. Sets an awful task for McIntosh. Too much for him, as it turned out. And with not long to go, the D's take it away again.
Yeah, and answer your question, I sort of half expected this, you know, 3 in a row, a bit of hype about them, and they just weren't quite on the ball early in the game, and that's really what's cost them. And after half-time, they haven't been too bad. And I think that's something that Dean Bailey will learn about the group.
As the Kangaroos record back-to-back wins for the first time under Brad Scott, the D's rush back to earth.
So the competition continues to level up in the middle section of the ladder, both these sides. Now with 3 wins and 3 losses, that was a big one for the Roos. They've got home by 26 points. Andy Marr is headed out into the middle. And in a moment, we'll get down to him. Right now, in fact, Andy. Down to you, Andy.
Problem with it. Yeah, thanks, Hutto. The microphone's working now. Scotty Thompson. Something had to happen at three-quarter time. They'd worked themselves back into the game despite an outstanding first half. What was the message at the final break?
Yeah, the message was just play our game plan and take the game on. We were folding back a bit, so Wellesley was good in the centre, winning that first one, so we needed to get the first goal. That was the message, and we did it.
He makes a difference to this side. It's never about one guy at North Melbourne, is it? But Daniel Wells has been a bit of a missing link for a couple of years. When he's on, he does add something that's a bit unique to this team.
Oh yeah, he gives us so much drive. He's got so much pace, so he just takes the game on, and he's brilliant for our team.
Your work together as a unit, the back 6 or 7 that you had set up in that first half was outstanding. There does seem to be a great bond amongst you and Mick Ferrito and a few of the other boys down here at the moment.
Yeah, Lockie Hansen really gels us together, and yeah, we're getting to know how each other play, and it's looking really good for the future.
And just that loss, the round 2 loss when St Kilda really got hold of you, what did that do to the group? How did you come out of that as a group, and how did that sort of spur you forward?
Yeah, we just looked at the positives, see what they were doing right and what we were doing wrong, and yeah, it's working out so far.
Well, mate, you're doing a lot of things right yourself. It's great to see you playing the sort of footy you are. Well done today.
Thanks, mate.
Back to you, Hutto.
Thank you, Andy.
Sort of defender that you really want in modern footy, Scotty Thompson. It was a small forward line today. He could roll onto a Davey if you needed him to for a while. He can also play on the big tools. He's flexible. He's really competitive. I like the way he just attacks the footy without any fear of what's coming in front of him. Probably the area of his game that he probably wanted to work on more than anything, Blighty, was his composure and his skill level. And I thought today, under a bit of pressure, he handled that really well.
I couldn't agree more. I thought he was an outstanding player. Yeah, look, it was a pretty interesting game in the end, and you know, it's gone the way that I thought it might have, and we all did probably. But good on Melbourne. I mean, they've won their 3, but now they've got to go back and restock. And the Kangaroos, well, they've acted and reacted from that horrible thing a few weeks ago.
So it's the Roos by 26 points at Etihad Stadium, ending the run of Melbourne.